Hi, all my lovely viewers. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title, today is an exciting day. I am going to be doing my first pregnancy update. Yay! And this is just going to be an update based on like the very beginning of my pregnancy. This is my 0 to like 10-week update. So the very first few weeks and kind of everything I went through, because let me tell you, baby, this pregnancy has been a struggle. It has not been easy. I was really praying, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be one of those women who just glow and everything's easy. It's just going to be smooth sailing pregnancy. And I only felt that way and like was praying for that way because I had such a hard time conceiving and like actually getting pregnant and staying pregnant. So I was just like, okay, I know, like, if I have to go through all this trouble, like, obviously, like, the pregnancy part is going to be smooth sailing because this was difficult. But no, it hasn't been. But it's okay because I really don't care. I still love being pregnant and it's still been an amazing experience and I love every step of the way. And I'm so thankful and so blessed and I will never take it for granted. No matter how difficult things get, I'm not complaining. Okay, I'm just going to tell you guys what my symptoms have been and kind of what's been going on in my life. So, like, I ended up conceiving when I went on a short vacay with my partner and my sister and her fiance, and I had no idea. And the only way I knew, which this is kind of how I know every time I get pregnant, I'm vegan and I have been vegan for 5 years, and when I'm pregnant, for some reason, I have no idea why, and it's so frustrating, but I crave meat. Like, crave it. I want it so badly. But I am really good at self-control, and I mean, I don't really want meat. It's just like, the pregnancy. And so as soon as I started craving meat, I was like, what's going on here? Oh my gosh. Let me take a pregnancy test and see what's going on. And lo and behold, I was pregnant and I was so happy and so relieved, but I try not to get too excited because of the fact that, I have trouble like carrying my babies and having them out of the first trimester because of all my health issues and stuff. So I tried not to get too excited. So I didn't really, say anything to anyone or, let my family know or anything like that. Me and my partner kind of kept it between us and we tried not to get too excited. But I will say I was psycho, okay? I kind of wrote down like all my symptoms on my phone so that I wouldn't forget. So if you like see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. I'm trying to remember all of my symptoms. So I know right off I was nauseous constantly. Like, I felt the kind of nausea and stuff that's like all day long. Not just in the morning, but all day long. And it literally made me feel like I was just like a terrible hangover. Like, it was disgusting. I hated it so much. And it was just like I would eat, and then right after I eat, instead of feeling satisfied, I would feel like sick to my stomach, and like I was gonna puke. And a lot of times I would end up puking, which was like so weird, but I think it's just because, really early on in pregnancy, your body's just going through major changes and it just can't take it. And so I had that, and then, okay, this is TMI, and it's just like not cute, not ladylike, but I'm gonna tell you because any other ladies out there who are newly pregnant, never been pregnant before, I don't want y'all to think something's wrong with you, and no, you are not alone. I had the worst diarrhea. Like, it was terrible and it was so uncomfortable and embarrassing, and I was just like, oh my god, why is this happening? But all the time, just like diarrhea. And it was not the cute diarrhea, it was the nasty diarrhea. Like, not cute at all. It was not that diarrhea can be cute, but it was bad diarrhea. And literally that went on for I'd say like 3 weeks. I had the extreme exhaustion and tiredness. Like, I literally had no energy to do anything. I was just in the bed, constantly just like, ugh, I feel terrible. I just want to sleep. I'm constantly sick. Don't bother me, please. I can't live. Let me be. And it was so difficult because, like, you know, my family and stuff would want me to come over and do this and do that with them. And it was just like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to hide this from them? They're going to catch on what's going on because I'm constantly like, oh, I'm too tired or I don't feel good and stuff like that. So that was very nerve-wracking. But I tried to just like keep it in wraps and not say anything. But I will say, we didn't do a good job at it because my sister knew. She literally one day came over and just like was like, I have to ask you and I need you to tell me the truth. Are you pregnant? And I was like, what the, like, how did you even know, girl? But she knew because, like I said, when they're calling me to do stuff and everything, I'm constantly like, oh, I'm tired, I don't feel good. And when we eat and stuff, I constantly get sick right after. So it was kind of obvious, even though I did do my best to like hide it. And then when it came to drinking, because I mean, don't judge me, but I do enjoy drinking occasionally when we're having like get-togethers and with the family and stuff. I enjoy that. I drink wine. I can't really drink other stuff because I have health issues. So they noticed right off, like, why aren't you drinking? And I would be like, oh, you know, my ulcers are really bad right now, which that does happen. And, you know, can't really drink or eat very much, but they caught on somehow. I don't know. And then, like, I had terrible like gum and tooth pain, and like I would brush my teeth, and I use a soft bristle toothbrush. My dentist just always told me don't use the, you know, the rough ones or the hard ones. It takes away the enamel on your teeth. So I use a soft one, but I would brush my teeth, and I kid you not, every morning and every night my gums would bleed, and then they would feel so sore after, and I had no idea why. And I had to like look it up to see like what's happening to me, what's going on. And it was one of the symptoms. Like, it's common, it happens in pregnancy, like, don't freak out. So I did not enjoy that at all, and I was so bloated. Now, the beginning of my pregnancy, you know, it's summertime, and so my parents and stuff have a pool, and we can't go and do very much at all with everything going on in the world, but we all like to like go to my parents' house and just hang out at the pool outside and stuff. And I had to like literally change the type of bathing suits I had. I had to like get ones that kind of were like the tank top bathing suits, or like the oneies, or make sure I wear a very loose cover up because I was so bloated and like full of gas. Let me tell you, I was so gassy. Like, my poor partner, like, he's a trooper. That's all I can say, because I was so gassy from both ends. It was terrible, but I couldn't help it. And I knew it had to do with the pregnancy, because before I never had those issues, but got pregnant and all of a sudden I'm gassy and burping and passing gas like it's nothing. And so I was so bloated, and I had to do everything I could to hide it. And my mom one time made a comment and was like, Diamond, have you been doing your walks? You need to make sure you're doing your walks. And I was like, no, it's just, you know, I'm just a little bloated right now. It's no big deal. And, you know, I was just like, you know, I'm vegan, I eat a lot of vegetables, I get bloated here and there, and sometimes it's worse than others. And so I try to play it off and just say, you know, I'm just bloated, no biggie. But they knew. Trust me, they knew. And then, like, it was crazy because I literally just, like, ate. Like, I literally felt like my body was hit by a car. Like, a whole, let's say, a truck. My body was hit by a truck. And it was like, no matter how much I slept, I, like, could never get enough rest. Like, ever. No matter how much I slept. It was crazy. And I got the best naps. Like, best naps ever. Like, literally those naps are everything. Love them. But it was like I would be knocked out snoring, and I don't snore, but snoring, and then wake up and I feel okay for like 5 minutes, maybe 10 tops, and then I'm tired again. Let me lay back down. I don't want to do anything. It was the most, to say the least. And then like when I would get up and try to do things, when I felt like, oh, maybe I have a little bit of energy, let me try, it was like I would be very dizzy, very lightheaded, felt like I was gonna faint. And I have a blood pressure cuff, so I would constantly take my blood pressure, and I always had low blood pressure throughout the whole beginning. And I know that is common in pregnancy, you know, you'll get low blood pressure, but I guess because of that, it really made me feel very just like I was gonna fall out, and it was not a great feeling. Like literally room would be spinning, like spinning, and just dazed, and I'd see like dots when I'd get up, and it was not fun at all. It was actually quite scary because of the fact that I have seizures and stuff, so I never knew like what was gonna happen. So I did have to do my best when I felt like that, like, okay, lay back down, relax, chill, drink some water. Now I think a pro to pregnancy was that I experienced being a lot more like craving my partner. I was very horny, and I wanted to pounce like all the time, which bless his heart, he loved it. So he would complain, but then not complain. You know, no guy's actually gonna complain about that, but he'd be like, oh my god, babe, hold on, I'm tired. But I wouldn't care. That's probably TMI, so sorry, but it happens. And then like closer towards like 8-10 week mark, I found myself just like all of a sudden very moody and just snappy, and it was not fun to be around. I will say that. Like I would just like snap out of nowhere and just like get my feelings hurt and like feel offended, and it was literally no big deal. Like and I would know in the moment. I know this sounds crazy because most pregnant women say you don't know, but I would like know in the moment after I'm like in it. But then this is the crazy part, I would be in it and be like, oh well, we're already here, let's commit. And I would just go full force. It was crazy. But you know, my partner was very understanding, and you know, he was very patient with me. I just love him so much, honestly. Like he was the best to be in this with, and I'm so happy that I experienced this journey with him and am experiencing this journey with him, because he just has so much patience with me, and he just kind of studies me and learns me, and just, you know, based off what he has learned, he goes from there on how to react to me and how to deal with me. And it has made this process just so much more enlightening and so much more like connecting for us. I had super itchy boobs, man. Super itchy boobs. Like I'd be just like scratching, and then like I would try not to, because I mean that's embarrassing if you're out and about and then you're just scratching your breast, but they would get so bad I could not help it, and I would literally go to sleep like looking like a glazed donut. Like I would lather up to make sure that, okay, it's not because my skin's like, you know, stretching and stuff like that. No, it was like no matter how much I moisturized, it was not enough. I was still having really itchy breasts. And another bodily thing that's not cute, I had the most sweaty and smelly armpits. Like before pregnancy, I didn't really have that problem. One of the medications that I have to take for like my seizures actually like limit my ability to sweat. It shrinks like the glands, my glands somehow or something, and so it limits my ability to stretch to sweat. So I actually have to constantly like make sure I stay hydrated like crazy because of that, because my body can't really regulate its own temperature because I don't really sweat. Well, pregnancy came around and these hormones kicked in, and all of a sudden I'm sweating, and I'm sweating like a pig, and my armpits smelled so badly. And I'm more of like an all natural girl, so I do wear all natural deodorant. Unfortunately, all natural deodorant was not doing the job at all. It was like, what's going on? I use the same deodorant, it's not a big deal, I don't get it, why is it not helping? I had to end up switching over to like the Dove deodorant, which I didn't really want to do, but I couldn't just be walking around here smelling musty and people be like, oh, like, did you smell that? And get a whiff of me. Like, no, I can't. Baby or no baby, I cannot be walking around here stinking. So that was another thing that was just like, oh, what's happening? And then like skin sensitivity. My skin sensitivity really increased at like 9-10 week mark. You could just go like this to me and I would just feel like, like goosebumps would physically show up on me, and it would like send this feeling across my whole body that would like tingle so intensely that it like hurt. Like, it was painful. I did not enjoy it. I could get materials that rub against my skin and it would bother me. I had difficulty wearing certain bottoms like jeans and stuff because the inside wasn't very soft, and that material rubbing against my legs really caused me a lot of pain and discomfort. So I literally had to like switch over to doing really comfortable shorts and lots of dresses. Also, I ended up having terrible migraines. Now, with me being epileptic, I already experienced really bad migraines, but I am on medication for those migraines. Well, like I told you, we switched over like a lot of my medicine, and so they switched me to this other like migraine medication that was like supposed to be like not so bad for the baby. It wasn't really doing what I needed it to do. So I would have days where I needed the house completely black and I just couldn't have any noise, and I just had to stay in bed, and it was just so painful and so aggravating, and it was just like I felt like I couldn't see. The pain would get so bad I would get nauseous from the actual pain itself, and like my mouth would start to like water. I know that sounds weird, but it was all from the intensity of the migraines that I would experience. And then on top of all of that, I had very big scares, like really scary experiences where I had to go to the emergency room because I experienced spotting all the first 10 weeks of my pregnancy, and it was like if I did too much, and I didn't think I was doing too much, I would start bleeding, and it was very terrifying, and my doctors just had to constantly watch me. I am considered high risk because of all of the health issues that go into play with this pregnancy, but the spotting was very just kind of scary, and it really terrified me. But everything turned out to be okay, and my doctor was just telling me, lay down, elevate my legs, like don't do any activities. I kind of had to be like on partial bed rest, which was fine with me because I was exhausted anyways and wanted to be in bed. And then like when I got to the 10-week mark exact, I was scared to start having a lot of intercourse because I felt like the bleeding picked up, and they did tell me, when you bleed, do not have sex. And so I was just scared I was gonna hurt my baby. So at 10 weeks I literally was just like, babe, we gotta not do it. No matter how much I wanted to, I just had to like stop because I was terrified that I was gonna harm my child. But just so you know, you do not hurt the baby. I would recommend waiting until you get out of that first trimester mark if you are high risk or you do have a lot of complications in spotting or bleeding. It's not really good to have sex when you're bleeding and pregnant. Yeah, so those are all my symptoms, and during my beginning first 10 weeks of pregnancy. I know it's a lot to take in. It was a lot for me to go through, but I'm so happy to experience it and be able to say that, you know, I'm doing great. My baby's great. My baby's healthy. My little beauty baby. I'm just so happy. So I'm going to show you guys my stomach and tell you guys bye. And I hope you come back to my channel to see future updates and kind of keep up with what's going on with me and the baby, because it's not just my baby, okay? It's our baby. So if you have advice or anything to give me, you just let me know in the comments and I would love to receive it. Here is the bump. Here is the baby, the belly. Let me turn to the side. There it is. It's so cute. I'm so excited. There we are. So, there's the baby. Alright. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you soon. Bye, you guys.